Hi students, a very good morning. This is me SP Rajan alias SPR. Today we're gonna discuss about a mains question that is very important for your UPSC exam preparation, which is based on the Hindu newspaper. Kindly guys, if you are a serious aspirant, this video is for you. If you wanna crack civil service, this video is for you. Such a beautiful way we are designing the question from the current affairs, and also we are providing a model answer for that question. So this will enhance your preparation at the next level, and it will make you stronger towards your UPSC destination. Let me take over to the question of the day. So what are the some key quality standards that should be followed in regenerative medicine, research and clinical applications? How can adherence to the standards contribute to the safe, effective, and implementation of regenerative therapies? So, here this is a generalized question. For this, you need to know what is this regenerative medicine, and also you need to give an introduction that should deal with the so called regenerative medicine. So, first of all, why this topic is in the news? What is the topic in the news? So here you can see in Hindu newspaper it is given as an article in the science and technology. This mains question is very important for your science and technology perspective. Here it is about rethinking the importance of cord blood in regenerative medicine. This is what the article about. So here they speak about cord blood. What is this cord blood? So instead of reading the whole article, I will give you a brief outlook what is the cord blood. So here look at the image. So here when a baby is born, so you can see the intestine connected here. This is called as a umbilical cord. So here cord, this cord, so here you can see this cord is taken. Here there will be a blood that is collected and stored. So here it is collected by the experts and examined, which means does it have any infections or any other bacteria, viruses, everything they will check it over, and they will be collecting them, and they will be storing in a so-called cold storage, which means a cryopreservation means a very cold temperature, minus temperatures they will be preserving in a so-called lab. So that is storing is called as a cold blood banking. So here what is the requirement of it? So here the cord blood, first of all you need to understand stem cells. What is it? Stem cells are the important part of your regenerative medicine. So here you simply, I can tell you one thing. So here if you have a computer, your CPU stops working, you'll go and buy. If your some other parts of your computer screen has a problem, if your phone mic has a problem, you'll go and replace it. Similarly, if you come to the human body, if it is defected, we cannot go and replace it. We either it will be through a donor and other things. But this stem cell therapy and stem cells are in future, we can see they can turn into a regenerative medicine. Even now it's a strong example of building our body parts. So here it's helping in developing into human cells. So that has a major importance in a future and present. So here, so that stem cells, when you are collecting, the most effective stem cells are present in this cord. So that only this cord cells or cord blood stands to be very crucial. So that only doctors collect from the baby, and they store it in the cold storage. That is what called as a cord blood banking. So here it is an insurance, like, which means it is an insurance to the future, which means in future if you get any disease, bodily cancer, blood cancer, any other things, this so called cord blood would help to solve that problems. It will help to resolve the issues, diseases, DNA, genetic diseases and genetic disorders. So here this is a biological insurance. So this is called as a biological insurance. So in future it can stand to be of greater value. So this is a biological insurance. So that is why they are storing this. So this is what. And next here you can see how they store cold blood, cord blood banking. They will be studying and they store it. Okay, this is what cord blood. I had explained you in a simple form. Let me give it in a point format, which is useful for your examinations. Okay, yeah, we're gonna see what is this cord blood. Cord blood means what? Now you image based understanding, you understood. From the umbilical cord, the blood, which is a rich source of effective stem cells, is collected. That is called as the cord blood. And next, if you come to cord blood banking or cord blood bank means what? So here Cryopreservation, you are collecting the cord blood and you are preserving it. It is involved both by the private and public, so government is also involving and so called private is also involving, because for the future they gonna solve the diseases, so that they are targeting in this pattern. In India, if you study here, so here ICMR told that it should not be commercialization, which means, so here if it turns to be commercialization, then that would be a bigger issue. So here it is to be as a service but not as a commercial field. That is what Indian government suggestion, but internationally it had turned into the, so okay, it had turned into the commercial platforms, and many other things are involved through the private sector. So here when we come to this, so what is the use of this cord blood? So here it can beat a deadly diseases like blood disorders, genetic diseases, everything can be resolved. And also bone marrow transplantation, which is a tough procedure, alternative to that and also effective to that can be the stem cell therapy. So this is what, but what are all the issues related to it? So here, so if you have a cord blood but it is taken from your body, then it is no use to you. So which means what, you cannot use the same for the same person, but it can be helpful for the family members, which means there may be a grandfathers, grandparents, parents, siblings, anybody. For them it will be more effective and more efficient, because see here, if you have a blood disorder, already that umbilical cord blood is also from you only, so which means what, it is same person, so that it cannot that blood also will have a same problem, so that it cannot resolve the problem. But if you compare to the other person, this could be a good thing. So and also here, possibility of contamination, the storage, private, public sector, if you are not efficient, then that would be a damage. The contamination, if it is contaminated, it would lead to the further bigger problem. So that is what. So now you understood the article what is provided over here in a simple terms, and next come to the question. So if you come to the question, you need to give a beautiful introduction. So the introduction and this thing should be in a starting part. So here, regenerative medicine means what? It's a modern medicine form which is in a upcoming development a stage, and which is a faster developing position. So that you need to give a definition to it, and then you get into the key quality standards. So what are all the quality standards that can be followed? So you can come to it. Okay, now this is what a standard you need to follow. So here now we understood what is it. Now let's give an intro. So if you are coming to the intro, I will give key points to the intro. So first of all, so you need to define the so-called our regenerative medicine. When you come to the definition, so here it is a translation research of a tissue engineering and molecular biology. So here this is a research that is being doing on a tissue engineering, which means they're gonna develop the new tissue. That is what. And next, this is a process to replacing, engineering or regenerating the human cells. So here human cells, okay, human cells which are present, that should be processed, replaced, and tissues or organs to restore the normal function. Simple thing, guys. You have a defective organ, so now I'm gonna use this method, so which means replacing, engineering or regenerating a human cells or tissue of an organ. For what you are regenerating, so that it can function normally and it can be restored with the so-called stem cell therapy or regenerative therapies. And next, so particularly they concentrate on damaged and diseased, so that is helping in the transplantation techniques. Your body part which is damaged or diseased, you use through these transplantation techniques and safe method for your body. This is what called as the regenerative medicine. Now you understood the main core. Now let's come to the body of this. So what are all the, see here, question, understand the question. So they are asking what you can follow as a key quality standards you can follow for the research and clinical applications. Even for the research or application, what are all the key quality standards you can follow. And also here you need to stick to the standards, so that can contribute to the safe and effective implementation of the regenerative therapies. So here this is a generalized question which you can answer in a simple format. So here introduction should be given in a clear format, because when a science and technology concept or modern science concept or any other things comes into the news or comes into the mains question, you need to define it initially, then only the so-called examiner will understand that you know the topic. That's one. So here ethical consideration you can see here. So research and clinical trials must be adhered to the ethical standards. And next you can see the principles and also autonomous, okay, so autonomy on justice. So here everything should be legally proceeded, not an illegal procedure should be followed. And also here stem cells, so here if you are doing through the stem cell therapy, so here the ethical consideration is that you need to consent. Okay, so here the concerned person will be the, no, the person, those who are going through this therapy, they should have been given the consent. That is what ethical considerations. And next, safety and efficacy. So here we know patient's well-being and assessment should be properly done. So here patient and his well-being is a one first priority. So if it's so dangerous procedure, you should explain it. So if it is any having any complications, you need to assess that. So here proper assessment should be done and then go through the procedures. And also here preclinical studies, which means before giving to the patients, you need to properly study, research and build this so-called product and then reach out to the people. For that you need to check out to the animal models, which means the preclinical research means before implementation to the humans, you need to take it to the animals and then test. So and also here you need to check for any adverse impacts on humans. If it doesn't have any other things, then okay, we can proceed on. Then the main sensitive elements you need to take is manufacturing process. So here quality, purity and the process, everything should be adhered to the guidelines given by the government and organizations. So and also the proper documentations of the process should be done, and also quality control systems and standard operating procedures, everything should be properly followed and everything should be monitored by the government. And also here if there is any possibility of contamination in the manufacturing process, that too should be taken care. Next, if you come to the regulatory and these things, so here quality, safety and efficacy, the regulatory body should be established by the government. That should overview. For example, let me give you, in US there is US Food and Drug Administration, FDA, and European Union you have European Medicine Agencies. These are all the good example. In India we have what, ICMR, Indian Council for Medical Research. These are all the organizations. So here they should give the rules and regulations, regulatory procedures for the gene therapy and other therapies, everything they will be taking as an overview. So that regulatory power is there, means the work will be more efficient and more standard. And also here you need to have a quality control. For the quality control there should be a monitoring team, evaluation team, and also here a regular testing, verification, validation should be done. And next you need to see these are, so here these are a medicinal products. When they are a medicinal products, they should be tested properly for the sterility, is there any problems or not, everything. So finally you come to the conclusion here, the ethical safety and standards for the all the products that are medicinally to be implemented to the people is very important, particularly in the regenerative medicine, which is a modern form of medicine which is going to change this medicine field in a revolutionizing methods. So here this is the biggest solution for the many diseases, disorders which are yet to upcome. So which means upcoming medicinal challenges, everything can be resolved through this regenerative medicine, and the human evolution can be changed in a next level. But thing is that you need to consider, so the balanced approach must be provided, which means the conclusion must be a balanced, which means you need to say it has side effects, but still it is more relevant in the modern day sciences. So here you need to work on the negatives and implement in an effective form. This is how you can establish a regenerative medicine in a proper form. So this is a generalized question. If it comes particular or technical, you need to write technical aspects. So here from the article that is provided in Hindu, I had provided a mains question that will help you in your UPSC exam preparation. Such more content if you need, kindly like, share and subscribe to this channel. This is me, SPR, signing off. Have a nice day. Bye bye. Take care.